succulent growers, it's Lynn. And in today's video, I'm happy to say it's going to be the last in the bringing plants and arranging plants in our new cactus and succulent polytunnel video series. And today it's going to be all the hanging basket plants, such as the hanging cactus plants like the monkey's tails, hanging succulents like the string of pearls, and also all the epiphyllums and a couple of the more cold hardy Rhipsalis. We're going to be hanging them up here onto these rails here, and also the bigger bars going across. So it's going to be lovely to have the hanging baskets back in. And then the larger plants, the big epiphyllums, we're going to be putting underneath this table here, onto a black tray, where they're going to get plenty of light and they can overwinter there, ready to form their buds for the upcoming spring. And if you haven't seen my whole series of videos of putting all the plants away in this cactus and succulent polytunnel, do check them out. They'll be on this channel. I've been doing it in a series of different videos, and this is going to be the very last one. The other day we did all these at Puntius. It was fun and games, guys. So you must go and see that if you haven't done already. So then we're going to start off first of all with probably some of the ones that are easy to string up, and then some of the bigger ones to put on the tray. And let's get going then, guys. So that's the first of the 3 hanging baskets here, and these are my 3 hanging string of plants. This is my string of pearls that I've had for quite a long time, and it's getting very long now, so that's perfect to have that hanging up here. And then this is my string of bananas, and this is also growing very, 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 very long as well.
You can't eat them.
No, not bananas you'd eat. And this is my string of tears, and that's also, so I've got these string of plants all together. They can be great hanging there. And the difference between the string of tears and the string of pearls, they often get mixed up. String of tears has more sort of tear shaped little pearls there. They're actually modified leaves, and the string of pearls has more typical sort of rounded, like peas type of pearls, modified leaves. Yeah, so that's them. And then we've got quite a lot of small hanging epiphyllums as well, which is going to be great to be putting up on here. So that's the first bit done anyway. Now we put some of the larger epiphyllums all under the table there. They get plenty of light, and also give them a wee bit of protection from a little bit of harsh sun, because in my old green polytunnel, those of you who know, they had a lot of these larger epiphyllum plants hanging up at the top. But the sun, when it comes through, can be very bright. These have actually been up in my office under the grow lights on the hanging basket stand, so give it a bit shade under here. These will come out into the yard anyway in the spring and summer, so they'll be absolutely fine under here. Still plenty of light for them to produce their buds. And epiphyllums, in my experience, they do prefer to have a cool, dry winter to produce buds. The epiphyllums, if I keep any in the house, they never seem to bloom for me, even if they're in a sunny window. So they seem to do well in a typical sort of greenhouse, cool winter environment. And these are my large epiphyllum ackermanis as well, that produce beautiful red flowers in the spring and during the summer. My large epiphyllum Pegasus, and a mixture of others as well, my epiphyllum Madeline and Mrs. Beam and Chi Castanengo. And I'll show a couple of photographs now of how stunning the flowers are on epiphyllums. They're absolutely breathtaking, so very happy to look at the blooms for these next year. It's going to be amazing. And what we're just doing now, we've got a lot of smaller epiphyllums that are going to be hung up here. They'll be fine hanging up, because they've been hanging up in our window in the living room, getting plenty of sun, and they're small enough as well to be hung up, no problem. We're just starting on some of the other little small hanging baskets that we've got. Some cactus here. This is Rhipsalis. Hans is just doing a little bit of pruning and getting the little metal hanging ropes put onto them.
No pruning, I think.
No pruning. And with Rhipsalis, this is one of our Rhipsalises here. This one I think is Rhipsalis Pitterii. They've got a few different names. Rhipsalis, Pitterii, yes. And some of them are colder hardier than others. We have some Rhipsalis that tend to be a bit cold sensitive, and we have them upstairs in the grow room on the hanging basket stand. But these particular Rhipsalis are cold hardy, as is our Rhipsalis pilocarpa that's going to be coming out as well. So it's going to be really nice to have them all hanging up here on the roof. But happy that all the larger epiphyllums are all underneath then. Going to be absolutely gorgeous when they're coming into bloom next year. There you go. That's the first of the hanging cactus plants up. The Rhipsalis Pitterii. It's going to look amazing when it's all hung up all across. So now just to bring all the others out. Now this is another one of our similar lookalike Rhipsalis to the Pitterii, but it's a different variety. I don't have the ID of this. It's one I got as a cutting many years ago from my friend in Dublin, and he didn't have the ID of it. But it's much thicker stem segments than the Pitterii, which is much thinner. And happy to say it's full of little berries, perfect for Christmas time. These cacti. These Rhipsalis cacti, often nicknamed the mistletoe cactus. And the reason for that is pretty much the obvious. It sort of resembles mistletoe a little bit, and especially when they have their little berries on them as well. Absolutely gorgeous. Now this is another one of the similar lookalike Rhipsalis as well. This is Rhipsalis pendulifolia. Very long pendant hanging cactus. And Hansi's just securing the little clips there, the hanging clips, so it's not going to fall anywhere. But it's another variety again. Hansi's fitting it up to the roof there. And a lovely hanging one, as you can see. There you go, guys. Doesn't it look great? All hanging up. And we've just noticed, by the way, that the pendulifolia, this really long hanging Rhipsalis, has actually got tiny little blooms on it. I don't know whether you can actually see. Can't go too close with the camera because the macro. They're incredibly tiny. You can see my thumb there to that tiny little bloom. Miniature. And so wonderful to see it coming into bloom.
And it's not mealybugs.
No. And it's not mealybugs. Every time I see white bits on plants, I think, oh, another mealybug, but it's not. It's actually flowers. What a nice surprise. And Hansi enjoying his little cuppa there.
Nice, something warm here.
Yeah. It's freezing, by the way, guys. It's been very cold here in Ireland and the UK. And we're very lucky that we've got this heater, because we don't need it on now, but it's set at 5 Celsius. People are often saying, do you heat your polytunnel? And I do. And I'm going to, when this is all completed, I'm going to actually do how we heat and insulate this polytunnel for the winter. It might help guys out, but just quickly here, this is a BioGreen Phoenix heater, and we have it set at a thermostat. We have the thermostat setting here, which is this one, and number 2, which is at 5 Celsius, and that means when it drops to 5C, the heater kicks in, reaches to about 7-8C in here, then it drops again. When it drops to 5C, it kicks back on again. So although it's set at 5 Celsius, it roughly keeps the heat in here about 6 to 7C, which is about 41 to 45 Fahrenheit. Perfect for cacti, because they like that cool rest period to produce their flowering for the springtime. And obviously most of the cacti, lots of cacti can actually tolerate many degrees of frost if they're kept totally dry, which they are in this polytunnel. But there are some that do need to be kept at a minimum of 5C, so that's why we have it set at that temperature and no lower. Now this is my other Rhipsalis. This is Rhipsalis pilocarpa, also known as the mistletoe cactus, and it's recently been flowering. Still has little bits of flowers left on it, and I did a video the other day when it was in its best with all its beautiful flowers, so do check that video out if you haven't seen it. You want to see what this gorgeous Rhipsalis cactus looks like in bloom. I'll link that video up above. And this is also going to be hung up, And the reason why it's red is because when it was in the green polytunnel, it's getting plenty of light, and these stem segments go lovely and red when they're getting plenty of light. Probably fine over the winter, even though it's much brighter and lighter and sunnier in our new polytunnel. It probably will still go green because of the shorter day length. And I'm going to get Hansi to hang it up. So that's all the other Rhipsalis is here. Aren't they just awesome? And it's making it look so much more homelier in here with the hanging baskets on as well. Yay, Hansi. Great. It's looking more like the polytunnel I wanted it to be. Look at that, guys. It's just wonderful.
Maybe we can have it over here.
Yep. Maybe, yep, that's nice. Checking out. We've got these sort of metal. We've got plenty of places to hang as well. We've also got these metal bars as well.
Yeah,
for any heavier ones. That looks great. Happy days.
Very safe.
Yay.
You don't knock that, no.
I won't knock it.
I do it. I have to look up.
So that's all the Rhipsalis out. And now we're going to bring out the monkey's tails. I've got the golden monkey's tail, and also the more traditional Cactus colodimonsis, the lovely hairy white monkey's tail, which is probably certainly one of my most favourite cactus plants in my collection. I do know that everybody loves it too. It's absolutely stunning. So we're going to give that a nice pride of place in here. Yeah, there's my monkey's tail, my Cactus colodimonsis. And as I mentioned, this is probably one of my most favourite cactus plants. It's just gorgeous and hairy. And I've had this for quite a number of years, and it produces gorgeous orangey red stunning blooms every summer. It is just stunning. I just love it. And obviously I keep these dry at this time of year because this is particularly a cactus that doesn't like to get any lower than 5C, so we do need to protect it. It can take pretty much cool if it's kept dry, but no colder than 5C. And if you want to know a little bit more about this awesome, amazing cactus that I love to say it's a bit like a hairy spider, then do check out a video I've made on all about the Cactus colodimonsis, monkey's tail cactus, and also how to care for it. So that's got a lovely position there. As soon as you sort of walk into the polytunnel, bang, you see it. It's beautiful. And then here is a bit of a mixture of a few different things. This is a poro cactus, which is a cross between epiphyllum and a poro cactus. Yeah, that's a mixture, and that also produces lovely pink flowers as well. And then here also got another one here, and this one here is a Porophyllum flagelliformis. A Porocactus flagelliformis has beautiful pink flowers in the spring and summer as well. So a bit of a mixture in there. May not really looking the best, so I'll probably have to do some bit of DIY on that in the springtime. And then here I have my golden monkey's tail, as they say. This is Cactus hildewinkterii, and this one also produces lovely orangey, beautiful blooms in the summer too. So happy days. And now we've just got left all the small epiphyllum cacti to hang up. I'm just putting up some of the epiphyllum hanging baskets there, the smaller ones, and this lovely one as well. So it's going to be gorgeous next spring to see all these beauties flower. And as I say, all the ones underneath here, the large ones, they all go out into the yard on the hanging stands outside in the spring and summer months. They can take plenty of rain, and it really does help them with their blooming as well. And I normally have my zigzag Epiphyllum anguliga cactus outside in the polytunnel as well for the winter, but I'm going to keep it indoors in my grow room on the hanging basket stand this year, as last year it came down with a lot of the stem segments on the leaves, the zigzag leaves, went a little bit fleshy and didn't like the cold. So I'm keeping that indoors this year. Last year's winter was extremely cold though, so never had a problem before, but that's going to stay in. But all these others will be fine, and these all are smaller hanging baskets to hang up now. Hansi just tightening up the hanging holders there. And these, by the way, are what I get from IKEA. They're only about £3, and they're quite a bargain because they're lightweight, so they're great, and they don't have holes in the bottom, so they're nice little planters when you've got them hanging. Cheap as chips, as they say, and does the job. And happy to say, I'll just come round here.
Good for smaller plants.
Great for smaller plants. They also do larger ones as well. This is a bit of a larger planter. And this is the very, very, very last one left that we have to put away in this polytunnel until the spring, when we bring the ones in the house back out, the ones that are overwintering indoors, the not so cold hardy plants. But that's the very last cactus that we have to hang up now, and then that's all done, guys. It took us about probably
1 month.
a good month, yeah. 4 weeks to put away all of the cacti and succulents here in this polytunnel that we had in our old green polytunnel. We had to bring them all in the house and then bring them all back out again when this new polytunnel was put up. And it's probably took us a month to do a job that probably, I'm not kidding you, would have took 3 days in the spring or summer. But because the nights and the days, I should say, are so short now, because it gets so dark early now, and it's so dark in the mornings as well, guys. You probably, if you're in the northern hemisphere like us, I'm sure you are the same. I hate the winter. I do, honestly, guys, I hate it. I just find a massive drop in my energy levels, my mood, and the plants are all resting, and I just want to rest with them, to be honest. But when you've got a lot of plants to put away, you have to carry on. But it's been great, and so excited that this is the last one. And as I mentioned before, now this is the last one. Going to have a few days. I've got a few other jobs I have to do. Got some plants indoors that I've got to attend to, and then I'm going to do a complete tour in here and go through probably like a Christmas sort of end of year update in here of all the plants, and mega excited to get this done, guys. Woohoo, happy days. And I just want to say, this new polytunnel has been awesome. It's one that we got from Polytunnels NI here in Northern Ireland, and they were a great company, great polytunnel, and double bubble wrapped it, so it's fully insulated, and we've got the tarpaulin on the floor to stop any of the damp rising up. We have a dehumidifier here if we need to use it. This polytunnel has stayed so much drier than our old green one. The air's much drier and everything, and it's great at keeping the heat. It's at 10 Celsius now in here, and we haven't got the heater on, obviously, during the day, and it's kept warmer than outside anyway. It's been brilliant. I just want to give a very big thumbs up to my wonderful partner Hansi. As you know, in a lot of these videos, putting all the plants away, he's been absolutely incredible from start to finish when we got this polytunnel, getting it all fixed, getting all the bubble wrap sorted, doing the floor, everything, as well as putting a lot of the plants away, especially the ones I cannot lift because they're so heavy. He's done an incredible job. So do go over and support Hansi on his YouTube channel, Plant Daddy. Links will be up above, and give him a big thumbs up, guys, because he's just amazing.
Thank you, love.
Woohoo! Woohoo, guys! I'm mega excited. That is the whole of the polytunnel fully completed. All the plants put away. It's been a lot of work over the past few weeks, from even bringing the plants out, the preparation for this new polytunnel, everything. So thank you guys I'm getting emotional. I have to say thank you guys so much for all of your support through start to finish with this video series with the polytunnel, because it has been an amazing journey, I have to say, and me and Hans are so thankful and so grateful to have this new polytunnel for the plants, because it's took us 6 years to get this polytunnel, and we've wanted a clear one for so long, so it's just a dream come true. And thank you guys, as I mentioned, for following me on our journey and for all your support. If you haven't done already, don't forget to subscribe. Do click that notification bell. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook for lots of photographs on there of the polytunnel and lots of blooms on the cacti. And do check out my website as well for lots of blogs on there. Desert Plants of Avalon. polytunnel.com. I want to wish you all, I'm getting so emotional because I just can't believe this is done. I'm so soft, guys. An amazing plant-powered day. Woo! Woo!